Hi everybody, this is Megan Sykes, just here to talk about Presto and his training. Here in this first video, he had only been in training a couple weeks, and here on the flat, we're just really working on encouraging him to go forward into both reins from my leg. He likes to get a bit stiff in the rib and the neck, so we just kind of put him into a turn and get him to accept my inside leg into the outside rein to keep him round. Always encouraging them to go forward and never losing that impulsion and relaxation through the flat work. You can see the contact gets a little unsteady, but that is to be expected from a young horse. Then we go on to the jumping, starting by trotting, just trying to keep him as straight as possible and forward, letting him kind of figure out his feet both on the takeoff and landing side of the jumps. With the young horses, we really just want to encourage them to go forward and get to that other side of the jump, letting them figure out their feet. As they get a bit more schooled, we can start putting in lines so they start to pay attention to not only the jump that they're jumping, but what's coming afterwards, so they can just start to be a bit more rideable. Now we move on to his first cross-country schooling. We're out in Ocala, Florida. He had a great experience out there, got to see a lot of stuff that was really important for a young horse to see. He's really bold on the cross country, as you can see. Really likes to go forward to the jumps. He does over jump a bit in the front end and then kind of forgets about those hind legs. But I think as he continues to learn that he doesn't need speed to the jump, he can stay nice and relaxed. Those hind legs will start to come up and follow through as he gets more schooled. But great instinct, super bold, nice and straight. We're able to put some lines together. And he really I think he's going to really excel in this phase. Right into the water. We come up on a little bit of a bright jump here, and he does take a bit of a peek, but because he is bold and he's off my leg, I'm just able to close my leg and we pop right over that. And that's, I think, the most important part, is that they are off your aids, so that when they don't understand a question, they know that your leg means that they need to go ahead and get themselves over the jump. And then you can, kind of work on the finesse of everything afterwards. He just continues to get more bold through the water, which is really good, but he also listens when you want him to come back. Now we're jumping things much more out of rhythm. Now we move on to the up bank and down bank. Always remembering to give him a pat after kind of a new question. Let him know that he's doing the right things. I was a bit bold here, cantering down the bigger bank, and we get quite a big jump, which, good boy, but ideally we want him to just pop down those jumps, so we'll probably be trotting a lot of down banks, get him a bit quieter to those. Now we move on to flat work, just a little bit further along in his training. The weather conditions were not great in Ocala during this video. Super muddy, rainy. He'd also had a couple days off while I was at a horse show, so I was very happy with him keeping himself nice and composed. The trot work has gotten much better at this point. The balance, the throughness, the steady contact. As we move up into the canter, you can see his canter still is just a little bit up and down, not as relaxed as we'd like it to see, but again, he'd had a couple days off and was a bit tense, but we just, again, encourage him to go forward, stay nice and supple in the bridle, stay nice and balanced, especially when it is a bit wet. But he had come a long way at this point in Ocala. He'd really adjusted to his surroundings and kind of living the bigger show lifestyle. He'd been hauled a couple times, seen lots of things, lots of different weather and lots of different horses and atmospheres. So super proud of him.